Simply open the OrthoWave home window from any browser. This window allows access to both the user and local administrator sections. It is from this administrator button that the new database can be set up. Simply enter the login and password. Also select the language here, English. This window lists 4 tabs. Actors, Customize, Settings and Tools. The drop-down list for Actors includes the settings of users and medical staff, as well as general practitioners and institutions. While setting up a new database, you must start with the list of surgeons registered in the database. This window of the medical staff includes 3 columns: surgeons, operators, and reviewers. The surgeon is the one who is responsible for the arthroplasty and who is in charge of the outcome of the surgery, being or not the one who operates. The operator is the one who performs the intervention, either the surgeon himself or an assistant. The reviewer is the one who will follow and record the results of the intervention. To enter the information, successively fill in the names, first names, emails, and addresses. The nickname is very important for confidentiality issues when using the database in de-identified mode. For this demonstration tutorial, we used the names of famous movie actors. Of course, they are not surgeons. Use the buttons at the bottom of each list from left to right. Create, modify, delete. The institution window is important to know the origin of the clinical data. The names of each surgeon recorded in the database are linked to each of the institutions. The pseudonym remains essential here for reasons of confidentiality. The buttons are from left to right: create, modify, delete. This user window is crucial because it allows you to manage the use of the database at the level of each participant. The window includes 3 columns. On the left, the list of users authorized to get access to clinical data. On the right, the list of all surgeons registered in the database. In the center, the names of surgeons connected to each user. In practice, the creation of a new user, surgeon, assistant, secretary, etc., by the local administrator is done by entering a login and a password. 3 possibilities exist to characterize or modify the rights of any new user. O. Full rights: create, modify, delete, import. Read-only or read-only anonymously. O. Read-only, full data. O. Or read-only anonymously. The 3 usual buttons allow you to create a new user, or to modify or delete. You have now to connect each user to one or more surgeons present in the list on the left of surgeons in the database. Let's take the case of Brando. This is the login of one of the surgeons in the database. Just select him in the list of users on the left, and choose the appropriate name in the list of surgeons on the right, to drag it into the middle column, using the arrow on the left of the list. It is essential to validate the choice using the green check mark at the bottom right of the window, and this for each surgeon assignment to one or more users. The second case is that of fellow. After selecting him as a full rights user, you must drag from the right column all the surgeons who must be attached to this user, and who will then have access to the files of all the patients of each of the attached surgeons. Don't forget to validate. The third possibility is that of the user in CRA. As a clinical research assistant, he can have access to all the files, but only in read-only mode. According to the procedure already described, you have to drag the names of the surgeons for whom this assistant is authorized to consult the clinical data into the central column and validate. Finally, there is a last case of user selection for a non-physician working for an organization outside the institution or for industry. He is responsible for collecting the results. This is the case of Dreview, who will have access to the entire database in de-identified mode. The following window settings corresponds to the parameters, i.e. the configuration of the database for all users of this database. We will successively have to define the clinical scores that will be displayed on the banners at the top of each clinical evaluation window. Only the selected scores will be displayed. It is always possible to modify this display at any time via the Administrator module. The so-called preferred outcome measures for the hips and knees list to all the scores validated in both analytical evaluations and PROMs. Some of these scores require a password that can be requested from the hotline. The miscellaneous column allows you to specify certain details of the choice of units of measurement, database management, and also connections to different registers. The choice of displaying dates manually or automatically is also possible, as well as changing the administrator password. The specific tabs corresponding to private evaluation windows with special development for certain users of the OrthoWave databases. A special mention should be made for the so-called AMS options for automatic monitoring system, concerning the automatic sending of questionnaires to patients who have given their prior authorization with their email address under GDPR requirements. Thus, each patient will automatically receive at each selected post-operative period a link allowing them to fill out one or several questionnaires as defined beforehand. After validation, these questionnaires are automatically integrated into the corresponding arthroplasty sheet, and except in the event of a problem or complications, without the need for the surgeon to intervene in this process. We have for hips and knees currently 6 possible choices, with chaining of the different scores OWS 10, Oxford OH12 and OK12, Forgotten Joint Score FJS, AQ5D5L, Patient Joint Perception PJP, and for knees only the FAKPS. A tutorial detailing all the procedures of connected patients via these PROMs chainings is currently in preparation and will be available very soon. Until then, all the information can be obtained by request to the hotline info at orthowave.net or in the user manual inside OrthoWave. Last tab of this administrator navigation bar is the Tools tab, OneLogs. This is primarily the regulatory notebook as an audit trail of access to the database with the non-modifiable list of the date and time of the connection, the user name, the patient's contact details, and the description of the action performed, creation, modification, deletion, etc. 2. Connected users as logged-in users. At any time, the administrator can know which user of the database gets connected, which constitutes a major security in terms of confidentiality of health data. 3. Finally, the Upload Logotypes subtab allows you to personalize the sending of mail via the global mail-out procedure from the user interface. These features offered by the OrthoWave online software, already in operation for more than 2 decades, can right now perfectly meet the needs of our scientific research and publications, as well as our daily current practices and regulatory recommendations. Thank you for your interest in OrthoWave. For more information, contact the OrthoWave hotline info at orthowave.net.
Welcome in the world of OrthoWave.